Hi everybody, this is Kier Rodriguez. I'm so happy he's here with us. He's going to show you how to work with sugar. He's actually a very good sugar maker, I would say. And he can do anything with sugar. So I thought it'd be a great thing to have him with us. And he's going to do some great demonstration. How are you, Kier?
I'm doing great.
Thank you for being here.
Absolutely,
It's a great pleasure.
absolutely.
Thank you. Go ahead, do your thing.
Okay, hello, how are you? So, we're going to do some work with sugar. First, we need to talk about the safety part of the sugar. Working with sugar is really dangerous because you are working with really hot liquid or sugar. So, you have to take all the precautions so you are safe when you're working with sugar, because you can get really bad burns. So just make sure that you are really careful. So let's talk about the ingredients first. We have sugar, cane sugar. You can use beet sugar too, but cane sugar is fine. Clean water, cold, have to be cold. And we're gonna color the sugar, so it's better if you use gel colors, which you can find in the supermarket, and they are really thick, because one drop would color the whole sugar, instead of the other ones that you use for your royal icing are really watery. They're not great for this. So make sure you buy gel colors. You also need a thermometer. Make sure it's a well calibrated thermometer. If it's digital, you're okay. If it's a candy thermometer, you have to make sure you calibrate it first in boiling water. Make sure when it's boiling, you put your thermometer there and it's right at 212 degrees Fahrenheit or 100 degrees Celsius. Or you can use ice water, then it needs to be 32 degrees Celsius. Fahrenheit, 32 degrees Fahrenheit and 0 Celsius. Okay, so you need 1 kilo of sugar, which is 2 pounds, 2.2 pounds of sugar. I'm going to put it here in the pot. Make sure it's a heavy pot. It's going to be boiling for a long time. Then we have the water. And you also need vinegar. If you have white vinegar, it will be much better. But we can use this vinegar. You need 3 tablespoons, which is like 50 grams. I'm gonna mix it with the water. There's 2 in there. There. That's a little for good measure, right? Okay, so I'm gonna mix this with the sugar. And then make sure it's well mixed. So when you mix try to just keep it right in the center so it doesn't splash all the way around the pot, because when you are boiling this and it's getting to the temperature that you need, you're gonna get a lot of crystal formation all the way on the side, and that's going to contaminate your sugar. So try to keep it clean so you don't have any sugar all the way around. If you do have that, just take a brush with clean water and brush all the sides. Okay, so I'm gonna put this to boil. Okay. Let's do that. Let's take this out of here. I always clean the table very well with vinegar. That's important, because anything that get in contact with the sugar that is not clean water or sugar will crystallize your sugar, and then you won't be able to do anything with it. Now, why do we put vinegar in the sugar? Because we are pulling sugar. The vinegar is going to invert the mix, so that's going to make it easier for you to pull it without getting crystallized. If you try to pull sugar with only sugar and water, as soon as you start pulling, it's going to start crystallizing on you because there's nothing there to make it elastic, and that's where the vinegar comes in the recipe. You can use any acid. You could use cream of tartar, you can use lemon juice, white vinegar, tartaric acid, any acid. There's a couple others, but I can't remember now. Now, vinegar is something that everybody has at home, so this is a recipe that anybody can make at home with just white vinegar. Then also we have here a lamp. This is a lamp to keep the sugar soft so we can work with it. Okay, so we have the sugar here, cooking with the water and the vinegar. I have the thermometer, and as soon as it starts boiling, I'll put the thermometer. There's no point of putting it from the beginning because it's just wasting energy. So I'll wait until it's boiling vigorously, and then I'll put the thermometer there. And I'm going to cook this to 158 Celsius. You could do 158 to 165. You can do, in Fahrenheit would be like 320 to 325. And the temperature, it's really, you will know when you're working with the sugar what temperature you like. The lower the temperature, the softer the sugar is, but the less shiny it's going to be. Also, it depends on the weather. If it's raining and it's very humid, you want your temperature to be a little higher, but that means it's going to be hotter. The more you know to work with sugar, the hotter you want it because it's going to be shinier and prettier and sturdier. So we're going to do 158, just the beginning of the, you see the water here is boiling. So I'm going to stick this in here. And I'm going to watch it. It takes some time to go to 300 or 150. Once it gets there, then it goes faster. All this water has to evaporate. And you always have to use cold water, not hot water. Even though you think sugar dissolves faster in hot water, which is true, but you want the sugar to dissolve well before it starts boiling, so cold water is better for that. So now that the sugar and the water and the vinegar is boiling, now we're going to add corn syrup or glucose. Corn syrup, it helps to make your sugar really sturdy and shinier. Can you do it with without the corn syrup? Yes, you can. You might risk getting the sugar crystallized before you're done with your project. So the corn syrup is good to give you more time to work with it. So I'm going to put half a cup. I'm going to do by eye. But trust me, it's half a cup. Okay. And you can find this in the supermarket along with the colors and your vinegar. So you see, if you see a lot of little things around, like splashes of sugar accumulating on the sides, like I told you before, you take a clean brush with cold water and just go over the edges just to clean the sides. Do not immerse the brush in the sugar because then you will just spread the sugar on the sides. Just make sure that you go on this side that you can see. It's just to make sure that your sugar is completely clean all the way to the end. No risk of getting crystallized. So our sugar is a 158. Very carefully I'm going to put it over the steel pot. Remember that this is really hot. And since this is liquid, it will tend to go really fast to wherever your table, if it's not level. So I try to do it slowly so it starts cooling from the bottom up. So you have to let it set by itself. So stop running. Okay, so I'm gonna put my gloves. I'm gonna put a little blue in here. A little green in here. And I'm gonna put a little red in here. And I'll leave this without color. So then my gloves. Use this to spread the colors in here. And then you have to use this little jerk with your hand, not just to see that it's not sticking to your glove. It's really dangerous. If you stick your blood to your gloves, immediately just take your gloves off. You start all the way on the edges. If it's moving like that, you're okay. But if it looks too soft, then let it set. You don't have to rush it. Because what I want to do eventually is pull it all the way to the center. The colder the table, the faster it goes. This is stainless steel, so it will tend to heat up with whatever you put in here. And you have to be patient. So you don't want to let it cool down so much that when you do this, you get really hard pieces of sugar. No, that will crystallize your sugar. Okay, so this is doing great. Be careful with the table under this, because when you are done and take this out of here, your table is still gonna be hot, and you can burn. You see, I'm collecting all the sugar. And then with a pair of scissors, we're gonna cut the colors. You're gonna also turn on itself. So when you do the plastic, if you do it really motions like this, it would detach. Try to keep your colors together, don't mix them. Don't move this, because this side here is colder, so it goes faster. I'll try not to get with color so I don't have to change my gloves. You see how the sugar collects by itself? And this is really hot. You might think that it doesn't look hot because you can't feel it, but this is really, really hot. So you just have to touch it really fast and let it go. One color. I'm still waiting here. It's still too hot to start pulling. I'm trying to move it to places that are cooler. As long as you keep an eye on it so it doesn't get hard too fast, you're okay. You just have to be patient. Because this is too soft for me to just start playing with it. But I need to keep moving it because the bottom will cool faster than the top. And I want to keep the same even temperature all through the sugar. Also, if you have little pieces of sugar that are not mixed, don't add it there. Just get rid of them. Because those cool faster than the rest, it will crystallize your sugar. See this one? I can right there. So we have one color here. This is the green. The green, the blue, red, and the white. Doesn't look white now, but it will later. Okay, so then when you are about to start pulling, you collect this, and you see the sugar is drying like this, like lava. I mean, it's too hot. So just keep moving it and let's wait until it cools a little more. In the meantime, I can get the lamp ready. I can turn it on. So this is the blue. So pulling it just exactly this. You pull it and you are trying to keep it even, right? If you go like this and then you have this little piece like that and this is another thickness, that's not good because this is going to cool faster than the thick part. So try to keep it even. Do not hold it for too long in your hand because it's hot. And as you pull, you're going to see that it's going to start getting shiny. We call that satinizing the sugar. It's like the color that you put plus a silver mixed in it. So you can try to pull them all at the same time. Whatever you do, keep it even. You can do it like this. You can twist. But if you notice, I always try to keep it the same thickness. See how shiny it looks? So pretty. This is by no means satinized. I just want to make sure that they're all in the beginning stages of the pulling, so I don't get hard sugar from them. This is the red. Maybe I could have put a little more red, but it'll be fine. I think this is gonna come out more pink. So this one would take longer to pull because it's thicker, right? But and then I'm gonna start with the red. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna keep this close under the lamp so they don't get hard. So actually, I'm gonna use this. I'll put this under the lamp. I'll keep my sugar here. You can also use the microwave, but it requires for you to really know already about sugar, so you know how to use the microwave to help you. So this is the red. I'm gonna pull it until it's satinized. Anything you want to make with pulled sugar has to be satinized. If you want to get that shiny silver color. Now you can do clear, you can pull clear sugar, but that requires a lot of advanced sugar work. So the first thing you learn is to satinize your sugar. You see how it's getting really shiny? Is this hot? Yeah, this is really hot. And it has to be hot. You can't pull this if it's not hot. You see how pretty it looks? Look at the shine.
Beautiful.
And you want to pull this until it's really beautifully shiny. You see? And notice that I'm pulling, but I'm letting it go because it's hot. I'm going to pull a little, let it go, come back. Sometimes people put their hands in the cold table just to cool them and then come back. And while you are doing this, make sure you keep an eye on this one, so you turn them once in a while so they don't get too hard.
How long have you been working with sugar, Chef Kier?
Close to 12 years. And it's a repeated job, right? You learn to cook by repeating the same task over and over, and then you become really proficient at it. The same with sugar. The more you do it, the better you are at it. Look at the satinize. Can you see there? Okay, so this is good. You want to keep it small. So you just saw how to pull sugar, right? And if you want to check my other videos to do petal making flowers, you'll find them in the file. And then you learn how to make all the flowers and ribbons. Thank you.